against this guy. Corner exit.
Soberano doesn't force up the shot. Now he will take it. Rebound Kobe Mone off that miss. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Costello lobs it up. Monje pulls it back out. Jokno. Pull up J, a thing of beauty from the baseline. It's Jokno. 12 points. Sleet sends it to Mike Kalisaan. Fortea, no look pass, read well by Kenz Jokno. Monje. Layup no. Kanoy with a putback. Lead down to 18.
Somehow nararamdaman mo ginagawa ng paraan nito ang Quezon City na makababa ka agad very quickly, pero nandun na yung pagod factor eh. You've been running around the floor for the past 3 quarters, locating shooters, having to go down, lalo na kung nakapag-turnover ka ng bola. And somehow when they get the ball on their end and you see a 3 like that from Terence Fortea, somehow it deflates you, no? You've done everything that you can, but these guys just keep making those buckets. This time by Terence Fortea right there on that 3, nobody on him, no close out at all in that instance for that made 3 by Terence.
Just too easy for Fortea. The lead spreads up to 21 points, 95-74. We have a timeout at Quezon City. Ken Pangilinan, Coach Mike Perez, and Daphne Cristobal ang inyong kasama ngayong Biyernes. Already past the halfway point of the fourth. Quezon City has yet to threaten after San Juan has opened up this big lead. Derrigue has hit a couple of shots in this quarter, but that time ball was wiped out by Soyud.
Yan yung sinasabi kong irony, Ken eh. If you remember, nakadalawang 3-pointers na siya kanina. Panlimang beses na niya tong ball on the floor situation for Clark Derrigue. You gotta test that defense of kakapasok lang ni Raul Soyud. And you wanna keep going at it, especially you need to score very quick. You're down huge. You're down by 21. And the Knights just keep attacking at you. You gotta take it back. So far, your most efficient 3-point shooter has been Clark Derrigue. Really tough shot.
Rebound nakuha ni Raylan Torres.
Michael
Kalisaan. Ginamit may kaliwa. Wakali.
Na-steal pa ni Mike. And that's a 4-point swing right there. Very quick.
99-74. Kanoy can't hit.
I think the Quezon City Black Bulls now will have a lot of soul searching to do after that loss against Pasay. And this one right now impending against the San Juan Knights.
For the most part, they've done a good job of containing the guards of Quezon City. Ryan Costello, pretty much uncomfortable. Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the Mpbl.
Ito yung quick release kay Mike Kalisaan with that left-hand finish. And then yun na nga, Ken, pag tiningnan mo ang lahat ng naging laro ng Quezon City, they had that big win against Ilagan where they won by 13 points. That came after that loss against Valenzuela, which I felt, the one that got away from them. They were riding on, I think, a 4-game win streak. Yeah, that was a 4-game win streak before that game against Valenzuela. They were looking to make it 5 in a row. And can you imagine, kung nanalo sila doon, they would have headed into that Pasay game with 7 in a row. And then you go up against Pasay, followed by San Juan Knights. They were very close to winning that game against Pasay. They lost only by 2 points. Only because of the really good three-point shooting. And yung hirap na mag-execute end game para sa kanila. Now they've gotten against the San Juan Knights. This is a different beast altogether. This is a team that you have to play very efficient all throughout. They started out very flat, and all their turnovers really the San Juan Knights made the most of.
Aldiv Canoy will lay it in, pero malaki na ang naging lamang ng San Juan dito, 101-80.
And this is the second most points so far. This is the most points that they've given up, actually.
Patrick Sleet will inbound it. Extreme ang subok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Kalisaan, istaho na yan.
Yung bilis ng paglaro nitong San Juan Knights, that's the one that really did in the Quezon City Black Bulls. There is really just no rest for the San Juan Knights. They run a defensive end, they try to speed you up to commit mistakes.
This was the pass, Kalisaan to Sleet, binitbit. Diyan na naman layup para sa San Juan. They are in total command, up now by 25. Alright, we're back at the Kamalig in Orion, Bataan. We continue our coverage of the 8th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Aldiv Canoy sidestep, lost it. And no Pat Buena today for Quezon City.
Yeah, hindi rin nakatulong yun, no? You wouldn't know kung anong version ng Pat Buena makukuha mo in the game. Wow, Patrick Sleet all the way down.
Such a gifted athlete to si Patrick Sleet, Coach Mike.
Oo. I remember when he played for Pasay.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the Mpbl.
Yeah,
what do you remember about his stint with Pasay?
Sobrang dominant niya nun no? Naging siya dun parang special guest license siya, di ba? And so eventually when he played for I think that was Perpetual. And the challenge there was, where do you get all the scoring now without Patrick Sleet? And then in came the other guys, no? Sila Christian Faarito proved to be, a very good addition to that Pasay Voyagers team.
He had one game where he scored 35 points. Kalaban nila sila Greg Slaughter sa Manila. Season 6 yun.
Yeah.
Yung pinag-uusapan mong taon na naglaro si Patrick Sleet with Pasay.
Correct.
In 14 games that he played there, he scored in double figures in all but one. So 13 out of 14. Double figure scorer siya. Pero dito sa kupunan nila sa San Juan, iba yung role niya, Coach.
Oo. Totoo naman yun. Iba talaga yung role. Kaya nga, I guess early in the season, I think Boss Adelph and Coach Christian was really talking about si Patrick Sleet, really trying to find ano ba yung role niya dito sa San Juan Knights. But now, as the games went on, naging malinaw na. He's in there to help out on the defensive end, especially as they try to stretch the floor defensively.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul, resulting to a double.
Challenge ni Coach JV, successful naman siya doon.
And drive right there. And only because I'd like to think it's MJ Horson, one of the top steals guy so far this season.
Again, just to recap everyone, San Juan was the one who threw out the first punch, leading by 14, 16 to 2. Quezon City humabol. They were able to cut it down, the lead. Naibaba na nga nila sa tatlo yan And then it was 40-36. And then those back-to-back triples by AC Soberano, dun na tuluyang lumayo at hindi na nakabawi itong Quezon City, Coach Mike.
Napakalaking halaga ng 12 puntos ba yun? Pinutos ni AC Soberano. Patuloy pa rin ang tres dito. This time coming from Raylan Torres. That's their 13th 3-point make out of 34 attempts. And the volume of shots that they've taken from 3 clearly shows you they have that intent this season to try and spread out the defense. Especially when they go up against teams like maybe Batangas, Quezon. Those teams are really definitely gonna be forced to close out, and it matters that they make their shots. And so far, the Knights have continue to be mighty after that loss against Rizal.
They improve. Talking about San Juan, sorry, Coach Mike, they will improve to a better record heading to that big matchup next week.
And back to the drawing board for Coach JV. Couple of losses. I think this is the first time, if I recall correctly now, that they started with a couple of losses against Caloocan and Binyan. So this is the second time this season that they have a 2-game losing streak. The first one was against a couple of big guns